Hello, namaste everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is for Venus in Purva Ashadha Nakshatra. So if you have Venus in your Purva Ashadha Nakshatra, this video and everything that I say is for you. Before that, if you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get regular updates. Also, if you would like to have your personal readings from me, you can check out the description box, the link there, www.anmollastrology.com. Under the reading and unique reading section, you can have a personal reading for yourself. So I think I have to keep it here so that my voice is clearer. Oh, this just went down. Oh, I think मेरे पास ना बहुत ही कम जगह है to actually set up my माइक आगे करती हूँ कैमरा गिर जाता है कैमरा ठीक करती हूँ माइक गिर जाता है वाह 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 okay less dramatic okay so Venus in Purva Ashadha Nakshatra, a beautiful placement, a truly appreciative placement. First of all, this Venus goes into the sign of Sagittarius. So we are going to learn how Venus behaves in the sign of Sagittarius. Then we are going to go further and understand this nakshatra, which starts at 13 degrees, 20 minutes, and is extended till 26 degrees and 40 minutes of Sagittarius. Let me verify. Yes. So this is a nakshatra ruled by Venus. But it is in the sign which is ruled by Jupiter. So what do you think? I have seen people of all around the world always thinking Sagittarius to be the best sign. But trust me, it is one of the most struggling signs. The thing is, they are like God's children. They have that, the God is holding them from their maybe their t-shirt, and they are just climbing up there. They're just climbing on God is just holding them from this bit of mass. But the God is there for them. That is the true meaning of Sagittarius. They are saved by luck, but they definitely have to go through certain scenarios in their own life and more of like war-like situations, because that's a combination of Jupiter and a combination of Venus, especially for Purva Ashadha. Okay, so first of all, Venus in the sign of Sagittarius, your karma is bound to learn your lessons through love. Learn your higher lessons through love. Your spouse is going to come in your life and you are going to like hit a jackpot. You're going to have fortune. You're going to feel fortunate, and somehow your luck just rises after marriage, after the introduction with your spouse. In Sagittarius, I always say whenever there's Venus in Sagittarius, there always is a run and chase relationship. At the first, the relationship, all that you want. The relationship is everything. Like you get that, optimistic, highly optimistic, a person who is in their own world, who is highly spirited. You get that kind of a partner. You enjoy with them. You have your friends and lovers and all that fantasy things all together. But then what happens? They start distancing away. They lose the spark and they start distancing away. And even though if you have not loved this person to that extent in just a week, you start just feeling things for them so intensely that you start that running behind them kind of a thing. So that's what the run and chase effect of the sign of Sagittarius is. That is basically for you to understand your vulnerability. I think I pronounced it correct. So Venus in the sign of Sagittarius definitely it can give you a relation, especially in the Purva Ashadha side, it can give you a very early relationship. Because you are romantic, you want to experience love. You just want to experience love when you have Venus in Purva Ashadha. And you know why I call it as a beautiful placement? Because when it is Purva Ashadha Nakshatra, you learn your sensitivity, your emotions through your encounters in relationships. You are a person who would be that hopeless romantic individual in the beginning, who will be all about, you can even go into celibacy when you experience a breakup. That's how true of a lover you are. See, I'll speak all the truth. These people are arrogant. These people are get offended really, really easy. They are like walking fireballs. Anytime you just poke them and they're like, oh, how did you do that to me? So they are arrogant, they are proudy, they are extremely creative, and they're very naughty at the most. So I just forgot telling this thing, that what would this represent in this video. So while we are talking about Venus in Purva Ashadha Nakshatra, see, I am also acting very naughty, and the children in the pack are also acting very naughty today. All the noises, all in my videos. So see, Venus is the natural significator of the second house and the seventh house. Second house is our family, the income that is generated, the what you earn, where your money comes from, the possession, the traditions, your relationship with the family. Everything is Venus. How you speak, what kind of a lifestyle you have, that's why Venus represents luxury. So when you have a very good and luxurious lifestyle, that means your Venus is good, because that is the representative of the second house, the house of the lifestyle. And then it also rules the seventh house, the house of your spouse, your relationship, your partnership. How do you balance your partnerships? How do you balance your relationships? That is Venus. So while we are going to talk about Venus being in Purva Ashadha, you will be able to resonate with it as well. So these are the prediction of how you act in love, and how you act when, with your finances, how you work around with your finances, and how you have your relationship with your parents, with your family. And it will also represent the traits and the life pattern of your partner. So it will give you both the predictions, basically. Whether you are a female or you are a male, Venus is going to represent your spouse. But especially for a male, Venus is a very important planet because it represents women in their life. It represents relationships in their life. So Venus being in the nakshatra of Purva Ashadha, first of all, this is the nakshatra of Venus itself. So Venus is in its own nakshatra. It's a combination of Venus, Jupiter, and Venus. So double the energy of Venus, and a little bit of energy of Jupiter is here. So first of all, these people, and you will see that you will marry a person who is never going to admit their mistake. Definitely, they are caregivers. They are very, very helpful, very helpful. When they love you, they are going to do absolutely everything to protect you, everything to be there with you. They are going to act as your mentors. They are going to act as your teachers. They are going to act as your guide. They're going to be there for you, but they're going to never admit their mistake. They would not say sorry, but they would do those little gestures of loving you to make you understand that they are sorry. Right? So you encounter a spouse who might come out as a bossy and as a person who gets offended very easily, but that is there because they are purest at the heart, because they have a very fragile heart, they have a very sensitive soul. They are very, very creative as well. And even this shows that when you are in love, you also like to creatively express yourself. You like to have a very philosophical and intellectually activated relationship. One thing A person with Venus in Purva Ashad would realize, especially after they experience the transformation and this run and chase relationship in their 24th, 25th, and 26th years, after that, they realize actually it's more of 24, 25. After that, they realize that they actually deserve and want a spiritual partner, a partner who does not care about caste, creed, religion, and anything else, who is just by them, standing by them to support them and to elevate them spiritually. Basically, the connection of Venus here is not about lust. It's not about sexuality. It's rather about wisdom. It's about having a relationship of a lifetime. Definitely, your partner comes from a distance. They are highly spiritual, they are intellectual, they are philosophical. In fact, you also desire such a partner within your life. They are extremely creative, love music, absolute love for traveling and music. One thing I've seen Purva Ashar doing the most, whether it is Moon in Purva Ashar, whether it is Venus in Purva Ashar, they love to search for resorts and hotels. They just love that. They want to get their time off from their work, from their daily routine, so as to relax. They love to be around waters. They love to be near beaches. And I would always suggest everyone to have Purva Ashar Nakshatra, especially having Moon, Mercury, or Venus in Purva Ashar, even Jupiter. Always live near water spaces. Or whenever you feel that life is being burdened, life is burdening you, go and live near water spaces. These people are excellent strategists and educators. They love collecting knowledge and collecting collectibles from different places because they love to travel, they love to collect something like souvenirs. And they love to talk about all those things. They love to talk about even luxury, lifestyle. They want the finest of things available. Even you will have a spouse who will want the finest of things, finest of drinks, finest of watches, everything just to be in a certain manner. And they just somehow also have a inclination towards designing their home like a hotel. This I have seen very prominently with Venus in Purva Ashar, and also that this is something that is there in within themselves and also within their spouse. They just love to make their home as a space which is nothing less than a hotel or a fancy restaurant. Another thing, they have extreme debating powers. No one can win a Purva Ashar Nakshatra. So if you have your Venus in Purva Ashar and you put up a fight or a debate with your partner, you will have to keep quiet. They are going to give you XYZ reason, XYZ logic, which will not be a logic, but they are going to win over that argument. They never like getting defeated. And that I will tell you when we'll talk about the deity. Along with this, they are excellent strategists. So the careers that you can have with Venus being in Purvashar, either you have or your spouse has. It is IT engineers, because Purvashar is very much associated with engineers. It is software designers. It is educators, lecturers. Purva Ashad people could also be into the fields of luxury where they have to deal with water elements. And it can be alcohol, it can be perfumes, it can be any substance which has a amount of alcohol into it and it is watery in texture or oil-like in texture. And these people can be very good hotel managers, people who work in hospitality and who know how to pamper the other ones. They don't know how to pamper you in love, in your relationships. They might not know that, but when you see them interacting with someone else or doing that hospitality with someone who comes at their home, you will see that hospital side of them. You will see that pampering side of them. Okay, so they are excellent strategists. They do well in professions where they have to speak, where they have to give out their knowledge or they have to give advices. They also do well in technical professions and hotel and resort related professions. Another thing with their career, they never are stable in their career. You would see, if you have a person with Venus in if you have Venus in Purva Ashar and you encounter your spouse, you encounter your person, you would know that this individual, even though, suppose for example, your partner is a doctor with and you have Venus in Purva Ashar, still they are not going to be stable in their career. Still they are going to start looking for different things. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I can do that. They simply want something spontaneous to be there for them. And with that, let's talk about the animal associated with Purva Ashar, which is the monkey. Because of monkey, what is the nature of monkey? They hop from one place to another and they love to snatch things. So I would tell you there are two very, very important people in my life. Both of them are Purva Ashar, and they just take my food from my plate, and that's seriously so irritating. I keep on telling them that don't do that, or else I leave the food, but they don't care. They all the time, every time I eat my food, I have something, kept, because I'm a person, I always micromanage everything. If I have a packet of biscuit, I remember I used to have, like when I was very small, I used to have the packet of biscuits, Jim Jam, and I used to keep it hidden somewhere, because I have a habit of having two one time and then keep it hidden. Then in next night, maybe I have two more, things like that. And these people, what they do is they just find where I have hidden that and they just eat it out, and then they don't even bother to tell me that yes, they have eaten what I've kept for myself. And even when I'm eating something, they have a habit of just grabbing the spoon from my plate. That's what Purvasha does. And then I think like, oh, that's a monkey trait. So monkeys do that. They take your food away. They take your goggles away. They take anything that you have away. They just snatch it from you. So Purva Ashar individuals, their symbolism is monkey. So as monkey is a animal who always wants to keep themselves clean, so they are very, very careful with their hygiene, and also they are very much into hopping from one place to another. That happens with them emotionally also, that happens with them especially in their careers. When you have Venus in Purva Ashar, you will experience such a situation in your career, and especially you will see your spouse to have it, that they do not stick to just one idea, and they have a habit of getting into an idea and then leaving it in between. They don't complete it completely. They just have a habit of leaving it in between, or they have if suppose this Venus is afflicted, this Venus is heavily afflicted, or even you have Saturn with this Venus, what will happen is that your designation is going to be taken away by someone else, or something that is yours, even in the part of relationships, that is going to be taken away from someone, with someone else. And then you go into that celibacy mode. When it's about relationships, you go into celibacy mode in terms of sexuality. When it happens in your career, you just feel disappointed. It's just like your whole of your world turns down. That's how you feel. But definitely these people are courageous. They always come back on their feet, even if they get hurt. So definitely they are very sensitive on the inside. Now with this, we'll come to the deity of this nakshatra, which is Apa, the goddess of waters. She was the wife of Varuna, the cosmic god of waters, oceans. So that's why Purva Ashadha Nakshatra is not less than any watery element. It's full of water, it's full of ocean. It's a nakshatra which has intense depth to it. That is the reason you as a person or your partner would want to always go near water and feel peaceful near water. And also, these people also have a habit of drinking. Like that drinking could be water, could be alcohol, could be just sharbat, anything like that. They just love to have something that they can put in their throat, like they can drink, and they can feel the watery, they can feel that relaxation. Okay, so Apa also represents the sensitivity that comes with water, the unexpectedness that comes with water. So these people have the maximum amount of expectations. Your spouse is going to be a person who's going to be a person full of expectations, who's going to be loving, who's going to be nurturing, but will be full of expectations. And even a slightest thing doesn't go their way, they'll get offended, and it will be like their expectations did not meet, and the tears would come out of their eyes. It's also the teardrop. Purva Ashadha individuals are intense feelers and also great reactors because it's a fire sign. But their love, their emotions are pure. If this nakshatra is being afflicted, Venus is being afflicted here, then these people can use strategies within their emotions and within getting the things on their side. Then they can be highly political, although these people are definitely political, but they don't misuse the other person to get their political agendas done or get their things done. But when it is into affliction, this Venus is afflicted, then they might make strategies, they might do politics within relationships so as to get their things done. These are the traits I'm telling about you and your spouse both. But definitely, this gives you a beautiful partner, like a partner who is charming, whose presence is seen. People do see their presence, do feel their presence, and they're highly intuitive also because of this water element, because of this deity. Now, next we have the symbol of this nakshatra, which is winnowing basket, which is elephant tusk, and there is hand fan. So like, first, let's talk about the hand fan. Hand fan was considered to be one of the luxury things in the ancient scenarios. You see that king who is sitting and the fan, and there is, their slave who is revolving the fan around them. Because earlier there were not ACs, there were not coolers. So this basically tells is the significance of luxury and comfort. That means these people, first of all, are extremely lazy. They would always prefer to have a comfortable environment of work, comfortable environment within their home as well. They would love to relax. They just love air breezing upon their face, and they love to relax. Right? So this hand fan basically is the representation of royalty. And one thing you would see with Venus in Purva Ashadha, they never are deprived of money and luxury. Although these are the same individuals who have to deal with poverty at some time in their life as well. I won't say like poverty, I would say it is a harsh and great, big word, but they do have to face money struggles in their life because of instability in their career and because of their spendthrift nature. How they always want to spend on luxury, always want to have the luxury things. So they lack savings. Only if there are certain planets who are getting associated, only then, or you get a spouse who makes you manage the money, only then you will be able to save. Otherwise, this is your trait. This is not the trait of your spouse, I would say, but this is first of all your trait, that there is poor management of money because there is more expenditure on comforts. So this is basically the symbol of royalty and comfort. Now next is winnowing basket. Winnowing basket, in Punjab we use, in the most of the pins right now as well, they use that winnowing basket. They just do it like this, like, there's a basket, they do it, they put wheat in that basket, and that is an open basket. It is only not even, it is not at all closed, but it has a section on the backside, and then you just do it like this, and all the wheat falls down, and all the pebbles and the conquers are on the winnowing basket, and it basically refines, purifies that wheat or that food that gets to the people to eat. So basically, Purva Ashadha shows purity, refinement. These people have the ability to pure the darkest, deepest waters, darkest, deepest things, situations. These people also act as problem solvers. That's why they are excellent strategists, excellent strategists, excellent strategic managers. They can also be into careers where they have to refine something they have to separate dirt from the product they are trying to sell. They do that refinement. And over a period of time in their life, they do that within their relationships. They are overgivers in the initial stage of their relationships, initial years of their life, and over a period of time, they develop into an individual who just starts keeping out the dirt, keeping out the toxic relationships, and only living with the healthy ones. And for these individuals, their relationship with their family, either they have a very debatable relationship with the family, a relationship where they are the rebels, they always have to, there's always a fight that goes on whenever they have to do something, or it's like that there is a scenario within their family where they have to experience a warlike situation between their family. So whenever Venus gets associated with Sagittarius, or second lord comes into Sagittarius, the family life is not always the best. Remember, it's a fire sign, and it's a sign where Mahabharata happened. Purva Ashadha was the nakshatra where the strategies of Mahabharata happened. If this Venus is afflicted, you may encounter a spouse, you may have a spouse who always forms up strategies with you, and for their own purpose, if it is afflicted. If it is not, then it's only those tidbit things that the tidbit manipulations that partners does all together with each other, so as to just keep them calm, keep the relationship healthy for good intentions. Right now, next we have elephant tusk. So elephant tusk is a representation of Lord Ganesha here. So Purva Ashadha is very much associated with elephant tusk and the elephant itself. So these people should always preach Lord Ganesha, and they should always have a painting of either Lord Ganesha or elephant at their workspace specifically. See, having Venus in Purva Ashadha, whenever you have a tooth problem and you get it fixed, your relationship problem also gets fixed. You would see that always when your dental health is not right, Maybe you have some cavities, or maybe you have some plagues on your teeth, and you haven't gotten yourself into cleaning, or you haven't gotten yourself to the dentist and got your cavities covered. You will always see your relationships are suffering. One or the other things are coming into your relationships, and even warlike situations are coming into your family, into your relationships. And as soon as you get it corrected, everything is just going to be fine. And why this happens, Lord Ganesha took out one of his teeth and wrote Mahabharata. Right? So that teeth was basically used to write and strategize, not strategize, but write about the war, the Mahabharata. So that's why keeping a check on the health of your teeth is really, really important for you people. And also at the age of 25, 24, 26, and 32, you can experience some problems with your teeth. So always take care. If you want to take care of your relationships, take care of your teeth. Take care of your face. And whenever you see an elephant, do something for them. You see those elephants in India, especially, you see elephants, some people come and come to give you rides on that elephant. They charge for it. You can give something away to the elephant to eat, and give them a pat on their trunk or anything, just love them. Okay, next we have, oh, we are done. We are done with all the things. Okay, one more thing, which I wanted to mention here is, I wanted to mention that in the deity one, but let me mention it here. You would see strong qualities of Mars in this nakshatra. So you remember when I told you guys that these people get offended easily? These people are dominating. They have control issues. And by the way, like when their expectations do not meet, they get offended. They get angry. They get into that taunting zone, and that would come out as tears. That is because Purva Ashadha was the birth star of Mars. The competitiveness that they have, the ambition that these people have, the controlling and dominance nature that these people have, that is all because of association of Mars in this nakshatra. So you will see Purva Ashadha people always are up like a monkey, up like a Martian personality to do 10 different things. They are lazy at the same time because you have Venus there. So they definitely want their comfort, but on the other end, their mind works all the time. That's why the relationship with the family is also dominating. That is also controlling. Okay, so I think that was all I wanted to say about this nakshatra. I'm just thinking if I left something, but I think I just don't actually remember what all I said. Okay, so this was a fun video, right? So yeah. Okay, so the marriage timings for these people. One thing, of course, I want to say that the marriage for Venus in Purva Ashar is not as delayed as it could be in Mola, or it could be in, actually in Uttara Ashar also. It's relatively like there's no much of the difference with Purva Ashar, but it's not as late as the Mula one would have. Okay, because this is Purva Ashar, they love to be in relationships. They are the ones who can even jump from one relationship to the another, but their breakup phase is always intense, is always what leads them into celibacy. Whenever they interact with anyone or someone, in a physical encounter, as a physical romantic relationship, they just they just cannot forget that person very quickly. That's why they go into celibacy. They feel as in, and one more most important things, all the sexual relationships that you have in life are actually the ones that lead you towards spirituality. This is one of the placements which makes highly spiritual people, not highly religious but highly spiritual, who understand what is the true self of spirituality. And these people should always look for spiritual partners, or with the ones with whom they intellectually connect. Okay, so guys, this was my analysis on Venus in Purva Ashadha Nakshatra. I hope this is helpful and gives you good insights. We'll see you with the next video. Bye bye. Take care.